Hello and welcome back to Tungsten Tales and Darts Daily. It's the start of a new week in the world of darts and the second crop of PDC Pro Tour events. Some events which Luke Littler will not be playing in this Monday and Tuesday over in Rosmalen in the Netherlands. We know that it's going to be a hugely packed year of darts on the PDC Tour. And that is no different really for any of the players involved. So we're just going to have a little look at the upcoming schedule and maybe some of the reasons why the likes of Luke Littler, Michael van Gerwen, of course, missed last week's events, and as well the likes of Luke Humphreys, who missed last Tuesday's event and is missing Players Championship 3 and 4 as well, are not competing in all of the PDC Pro Tour events. I think the first thing that you have to take into consideration is the Premier League. Those 8 players involved in the Premier League have got 16 minimum Thursday nights away competing, and that's not just all over the UK, but with the events in the likes of Berlin, Rotterdam, and over in Dublin this week. There's a lot of travelling and a lot of practice as well goes into those events, and that certainly has to be a sort of decision factor when deciding which events should be considered. And it's not just the events as well. Many of the players, in fact, I'd imagine all of them, will travel up the day before, so travelling on the Wednesday, play the Thursday evening, and then travelling on the Friday, either back home or to a weekend event should there be a European Tour or a major TV event. So if we have a little look at the current schedule for the PDC, so of course nothing for the 128 over the weekend, but we start this week off with Players Championship 3 and 4. That's the 17th and 18th of February over in the Netherlands as well. Obviously, that includes a little bit more travelling for the UK-based players, as of course Littler and Humphreys are. We've then got European Tour qualifiers for those outside the top 16 on Wednesday, also in Rosmalen. The Premier League 8 then travel to Dublin on Thursday. So you'd imagine many of them will be flying on the Wednesday. That would mean flying over Sunday to Rosmalen, playing the 2 events there, then flying on the Wednesday to Dublin to compete there, and then flying back on the Friday for a nice and probably pretty rare weekend at home. This continues into next week with Exeter. No PDC Pro Tours next week, Monday and Tuesday, but Premier League on the Thursday in Exeter, and straight into the Ladbrokes UK Open on the Friday all the way until the Sunday if they do make it to the final day. When the European Tour gets thrown into the mix, all of the players in that Premier League mix will be playing their first matches on the Saturday afternoon. So fly out on the Wednesday to a Premier League, play your match on a Thursday, fly directly from the Premier League to the European Tour on the Friday, and then play Saturday, Sunday before flying back on the Monday. So you can understand the difficulty for those players, including Luke Littler, in getting to all the Players' Championship events. 34 events this year on the Players' Championship Series, and I think once some points have been put on the board in those events and qualification has been secured for the likes of the Players' Championship finals and possibly things like the Grand Slam of Darts, then yeah, you may be in a position to certainly let some of them go, but maybe a little bit of a surprise that some of the big names are choosing to not attend those events so early in the season, when the ranking points have maybe not been quite totted up how they would like. But there's no argument that it's an incredibly busy season for those 8 Premier League players and all the other players, with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the European Tour qualifiers, and straight into weekend events when the European Tour kicks off in a couple of weeks' time in Belgium. So I hope that's made things a little bit clearer of what the schedule is looking like for the top names at the sharp end of the sport. If you've got any more questions or any more thoughts on the topic, feel free to put them down below. I'll try and get back to as many comments as possible, as I usually do. Thank you very much for watching, whether it's been on TikTok Live or over on our YouTube channel. The support is really, really appreciated, and we look forward to seeing you very, very soon.